Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in at the beginning of this video real quick to say, with so many of our Black friends hurting right now, the most important thing for us to be doing is to listen, love, and support. So Corey and I will be donating the AdSense for the next 3 videos that I post to 2 organizations that will be linked in the description, as well as there will be linked a link tree that will have a ton of information, things to learn from, as well as ways to support and ways to donate. I'm also posting on Instagram the nonfiction books that I've been reading and list to more nonfiction books that we can be reading right now, all in the description. I'm posting this clip at the beginning of each of the videos, so if you've already seen it before, just hit skip a couple of times. All these videos are pre-recorded, but I am going to just pop this little clip at the beginning of each video in case anybody misses it, just to help spread information, give people resources to look at. But I just wanted to pop in to remind people to take a beat, listen, and show each other love. Onto the video. Okay, so today we are talking about all the books that I DNF'd or did not finish this season, in the season of spring here in the US. I have 6 books on this list, which is a little bit higher than normal. Usually I'm closer to 3, maybe 4 books. But this season I have become a mood reader. I read what I'm in the mood for instead of just what I pick up. All my life I've been able to just pick up any book at any time and I would enjoy it the same amount at that point that I would at the next point. But for some reason, you can see my notebook, but for some reason that's not been the case for me lately, and now I am a mood reader, which means I've DNF'd a lot of books. I'm only talking about the books that I got at least halfway into or close to halfway. Books that I picked up and then realized I wasn't in the mood for and then put down, those books, they're not here. First book on this list is Here There Be Dragons. So my problem, I think, with this book was primarily that I picked this up and Percy Jackson near the same time, and I loved the first book of Percy Jackson, and it took me a little bit to start enjoying this one. And the thing with me is that I really just haven't read a lot of middle grade as an adult, and so reading middle grade for me now has been a bit of a challenge, I think in part because this whimsical style where characters just kind of go on an adventure and go with the flow and don't always make the smartest decisions. Like, this makes total sense for middle grade, but for me, I'm not really used to that kind of formatting, along with just being a really critical reader in general. So I've really had a hard time connecting with middle grade lately, and I don't know if it's just not for me or what the deal is. Anyway, I started reading this at the same time as I started reading Percy Jackson, and I really enjoyed the first book in the Percy Jackson series, and I was having a harder time getting into this, and since middle grade is already something that I haven't really gotten used to yet, I ended up putting down Here There Be Dragons and continuing on with Percy Jackson. I'm still willing to pick Here There Be Dragons up at some point, just at the moment I wasn't excited about it, and now that I'm a mood reader, I gotta pay attention to my moods apparently. Next book I quit on was Life in Medieval Times. This came to me as an ARC from the publishers, and I just didn't like it. At the time that I picked this up, I was in the mood for a romance, and I just think that this wasn't that. I'm not really sure what genre you would call this. I think chick lit is something that a lot of people don't like, but I don't know what else to call it. I think it's just this girl who works at this medieval place. She wants to be a knight, but her boss is sexist and he doesn't want her to be a knight because she's a woman, and that's literally his only reason. She fights for that right. She has a little crush on, not a little, big crush on her best friend. And I don't know, it sounds like it could be good, but I just didn't really care, and I didn't really connect with the main character at all, and I eventually just said, I don't really want to read this, so I stopped reading it. This is another one that I'd be perfectly fine with continuing. It wasn't doing it for me. And I'm really comfortable with quitting on books. I feel like reading is my very favorite way to relax and unwind from life. And if I'm making myself read things that I'm not enjoying, then I'm not relaxing and unwinding, and my very favorite thing becomes a chore. And I just don't want that. So
you know, I quit books I don't like. It's not a big deal to me. Next one is Mossflower, which is I think the prequel to the Redwall series. This is, again, someone sent me one of their favorite childhood books, middle grade. This one was more that I don't generally like talking animals in my books. I don't know why. I love animals, but for whatever reason, talking animals is something that I just have never really enjoyed reading, and that's what this book is. And again, as I was trying to figure out how to be a mood reader, I definitely wasn't in the mood for this. Again, this is one that I would be really willing to pick up again later on. It's just that it wasn't connecting for me, and I gave up on it. And I felt really bad because it seems like the series that a lot of people grew up with. And once again, it just, I hate not, like when people send me their childhood favorites, that's not a fun thing to quit. I want to love what you guys love, but I didn't have negative feelings about it. It just didn't work for me. Continuing on the crushing your childhood loves train, Percy Jackson book 3. I got over halfway through this one. Basically, I really, really enjoyed book 1. I did not enjoy book 2. I was excited for book 3 to, pick me back up again after book 2, and I didn't like it either. I didn't finish it. I've heard that the ending is great, but the series, at least for the first 3 books, is very, very formulaic, and the same things keep happening as far as how each book goes, and then the same things keep happening within the books as well. And I felt like the formula was getting stale, and I wasn't liking it anymore. And the next book is about a labyrinth, and I love labyrinths, but I don't know. I feel like I keep picking up the next one, hoping that it'll be the one that helps me fall back in love with the series, and I'm not, so I quit. This is not a fun video for me. I really don't like disappointing people about their childhood favorite books. All of these books, oh yeah, I don't know where Here There Be Dragons is. All of these middle grade books that I've been picking up wanting to connect with my subscribers' childhood loves, I'm still keeping. I'm not getting rid of any of them because I plan on reading them to Drennan when he's the appropriate age, because these are great books for kids. It's just, as a 27-year-old, I'm having a harder time. Next, we have The Jane Austen Society, another book sent to me by a publisher, and it was an ARC, and I didn't even actually get that far into this. 56 pages, and it was just kind of a boring start. It's about these, I think, 8 people that are reeling from a war in, I think, England, and all of them have a connection through their love of Jane Austen. And the first 50 pages were introductions to these characters, a little bit of backstory on them, and then long monologues about why they love Jane Austen so much. And as a massive Jane Austen fan, I didn't need to know your biography of Emma and the Pride and Prejudice and the next one. I just wanted more from this book than summaries of Jane Austen books and introductions to characters, which is, I only got 50 pages in, so it could potentially actually be a phenomenal book. It's just the first 50 pages were not doing it for me. And finally, the last book on this list is Jurassic Park Book 2, The Lost World. And this is more of an instance of I had just pushed myself to finish a couple of other books that I wasn't loving, and then I entered this book, and I actually, there wasn't really a lot wrong with it. It's not that I disliked it. It was fine. It's just I really needed a book that I loved, and I loved Jurassic Park so much. And then book 2, I was like, this is only okay. I'm not falling in love with it. And I really just needed a book that I fell in love with and not another okay book to see through to the end so that I've seen it through to the end. So I quit on this more so just because I had had enough books lately and I wanted something that I liked more. This one I, again, may come back to later. I just wasn't feeling it at the moment. That's all. Those are the books that I DNF'd this month. No rants, nothing that I hated, just a bunch of, I picked it up and it wasn't for me. So the thing with my DNF did not finish videos, summary of books that I quit on this season and why, I always have a poll in the video so that you guys can choose which book I'm going to push through to the end and see if I would have actually liked it if I didn't quit on it. YouTube took away that feature. I cannot put polls in videos anymore. So in the description, there will be a Google Forms and you can vote through that. Be sure to chat with me about these books in the comments. Thanks for being so patient with me as I've been learning to be a mood reader and I've put down a lot of books. I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'll see you guys again soon.